This is an early 70s Guild F40 which has come into the workshop for some major works. Now, some while ago the neck was taken off this guitar. I don't know what's happened here, but the person who did this has put a shim between the fretboard and the body top. Don't know why. Maybe they were trying to sort of counteract the high action that this guitar has developed over some time. I'm always a bit nervous when I'm repairing guitar that has already been repaired and maybe not done very well. You don't know quite what you're going to uncover until you start working on the guitar, so it's a bit of a mystery as to why it's been done like it has. But in effect, the owner now feels, who's had his guitar from new, this is sort of no longer his guitar as he remembers it years ago before the work was done, and so he wants to sort of put it back to how it was before the last bit of work was done on it. So to do that, I'm going to take the neck out and sort out this, remove this shim and sort out the correct neck angle. I think this was done because the guitar had sort of bellied and over time, so that's when the guitar develops a high action than it should. And so what's in effect is happening is the guitar is trying to sort of collapse itself. The tension of the strings is pulling on the neck this way and also pulling on the bridge. And what happens is around the sound hole, sometimes the guitar develops this sort of slight dish shape. And also particularly around the bridge area, the top just pulls up. And the clue to that is if you were to put a straight edge on the bridge, you can see the bridge is no longer flat but tilting forward. And so that's a clue that this whole area is pulling up, and in doing so it just sort of raises the overall height of the strings, too high above the fretboard. So to counteract that, I'm going to put in what's called a Bridge Doctor, and I'll show you what that is and how that works. Also going to refret this guitar, so it's the first refret in 50 years. Guitars always just sound more lively, more vibrant when they're refretted. So this guitar I think is just going to sort of pop into life and just sound so much more vibrant. And just give it an overhaul that's going to set it up for the next 50 years. So looking forward to getting started on this, although slightly nervous as to what I'm going to encounter when I take the neck off. But so yes, let's get the strings off and get started on this guitar. So the next step in this restoration is to fit a bridge doctor or bridge truss system. That's this unit here. So let me explain how this works. So here is a bridge doctor in a bit more detail. As you can see, it's quite a simple device and consists of this block system and a dowel. Now, this block sits under the bridge in this location here, and this post here pushes up on the front section of the bridge. And this post here, this plastic post, which is connected via a bolt that is drilled and fixed through the bridge itself, sits at this sort of back area of the bridge. And it also has a tensioning screw here, and this dowel sits against the end block. And as the tensioning screw is tightened, this dowel, which is sitting against the block, just starts to push back on the whole block system itself. And what then happens is that this part, this post here, sort of pushes up on the front area of the bridge. And this plastic post here, which is connected through the bridge, then starts to be pulled down on the rear section of the bridge. So we're starting to get this sort of twisting, this rotation, is probably a better word, of the unit itself. And therefore what starts to happen is this bridge, which is sitting at an angle, starts to tilt backwards, start to be pulled backwards. And equally, this area at the top, which has been raised over many years, starts to flatten out. And so the overall effect is to flatten out the whole of this top, sort of realign the angle of the bridge, and therefore we start to be able to get a better string height on this guitar. The only thing I'm doing different from the manufacturer's instructions, it comes with this mother of pearl dot, which sort of sits in the hole that you have to drill through the bridge. It makes the installation process a bit more obvious. So when I installed bridge doctors, I just made up a rosewood dowel, which I'm going to insert instead, which just makes the job look a bit neater. So that's how the bridge doctor operates. So let's now install it and see how we get on this Guild F40. This really is a great sounding guitar. Just love the rich warm tone that I'm hearing, lots of sustain. Reminds me a bit of my own Guild guitar, but that's a late 70s Dreadnought rather than this F shape. Yeah, this is, I'll be sorry to see this one go back to its owner. Right, so just to summarise what I've done on this guitar, so I've put in a new bone nut, I've refretted this guitar, I put in a new saddle, and in doing so I've just, again it's a bone saddle, just adjusted the intonation which wasn't quite right. So that's now spot on. The neck has been taken out and the neck angle reset, and importantly the shim that sat under here has been removed as well. Also I fitted the Bridge Doctor, which has just flattened the whole top, and we've now got a very playable string height in this guitar, about 1.5, 1.6 to treble when measured at the 12th fret, and just a little under 2 on the bass side, so it just makes this guitar now very easy to play. The refret, as I hoped it would, has just brought this guitar to life, just really sounds lovely. That's about it. Yeah, it's been a really interesting, at times quite complicated job, but I really enjoyed working on this guitar and giving this sort of 50-year overhaul and sort of bringing it back to life and setting it up for another 50 years. And hopefully the owner of this guitar, who felt that this was sort of no longer the guitar that he remembered sort of playing it many years ago, hopefully he's going to feel like he's got his guitar back again. So, job done, and I hope you found this video interesting and enjoyed watching it, and thanks for watching this Flame Guitars video.